Hello, everyone. We are here again to meet another speaker of Poliglotar 2020. And this time we have Victor Lage. Hello, Victor. How are you?
Hello. Good. I'm good.
And
Very well.
Victor, where are you from and what do you do for a living?
Actually, I'm from the state of Minas Gerais, Brazil. I lived in Brazil 20 years. I lived 2 years in Brasilia, and now for the last 27 years, I have been living in Salvador, Bahia. I am a physician, and I worked at Brasilia as a physician, was transferred to Salvador as a physician, and now I am a retired, happy retired, and starting to my own translation company, medical translation company.
And when did you get interested in languages in your life? When was it?
I was an early reader. When I was about 4 or 5 years, I started reading because my sister used to play teacher, and she was very imperative and wouldn't let me leave my room unless I did write something or read something. So that perhaps that was the first stimulus. Then I went to a public school, and we had the French, either French or English. My my school was French, so my father put me in an English course. Then, when I was at the magic course, I got a 50% discount on Goethe Institute, and I discovered the joys of learning German. And then I started reading other languages.
So how many languages do you speak nowadays and which are they?
Nowadays I speak English. I have the highest level of English, which is C2 by Cambridge standards. Then I have French and Spanish at C1 level. I'm making the last year of C2 level at Goethe Institute. I have C1 level Dutch by an online course. I studied Russian, and I speak in here a little Italian. I studied a bit Italian.
Okay, Victor, thank you. And what are you going to talk about at your talk at Poliglotar 2020 this year?
Today, we are going to talk about something very interesting about languages. You have seen that I'm passionate about languages. And at some point at my hospital, people made a research that showed by nuclear magnetic resonance that the training in languages enhances the brain, very many areas of the brain. And that's our theme, how you can enhance your brain health through learning of languages.
Yeah, okay. So have you already researched something about that, or have you only read books by other people?
I'm passionate about the subject, but I did not have the opportunity to make myself an experimental research about that. Meanwhile, since I've seen that first work, I am always researching the subject, and I've seen many studies showing the advantages of learning at least one second language, either that or playing an instrument, a musical instrument. in terms of enhancing brain abilities and preventing dementias.
Okay, and so enhancing the brain to do what, for example?
Uh, when you come to languages, it is known that the brain has many different areas, and each area is responsible for a definite function. So that, for instance, you have an area for speak, an area for hearing, an area for understanding hearing, an area for visual understanding. And when you uh, learn a language, you have to activate all those languages, all those areas, so that the blood flow will enhance for those all those areas, and the brain connections will be stronger. And also, as you are enhancing many areas of the brain, what is called the corpus callosum, which is an important connector of the brain, also is strengthened. So instead of just enhancing those individual areas, the continual act of learning a language enhances the function of the whole brain.
Yeah, that's very interesting to know because we study languages our entire lives, right? And Victor, you mentioned that now you are also working with translation after retirement because you worked as a doctor or physician. And why did you decide to work with translation now?
I have a story about that, and I can tell you a long story about that, but I will tell you just a little about that. It happens that as a physician, I am actually a laboratory specialist. I'm specialized in clinical pathology. And nowadays, everything, if you go to a laboratory, if you go to a lab today, you will see many, many machines and many chemical kits. What happens is those kits come from different countries, from Germany, from French, from US, and sometimes the manuals aren't that well translated. So that sometime or other, it has happened many times to me. I am at the lab, I am a physician, and I understand a bit about clinical chemistry. But then there comes some colleague of mine, which is, say, a biochemistry. Dr. Victor, I'm trying to do the test, and it isn't working out. Okay, let's go. Is there something of methodology, etc.? After we go through all the methodology, sometimes I go to the original manual, and there's just one word or other that changes a methodological issue, so that knowing the languages has been instrumental for me in all my professional life, bring that to the other people.
That's very interesting. And we are almost in the end of our interview, so I would like to know if someone has any question for Victor. I can allow you to talk if you want. We have Fabio, Elder, Emerson, João, Robson. Also, if you want to write it here in the chat box, I can read it. You can raise your hand. There's a button here somewhere. Yeah, I think people, yeah, Emerson will ask a question. Please, Emerson.
Hello, Victor. My
Hi.
name is hello. My name is Emerson, and I find your subject very interesting. And in fact, I don't actually have a question for you, but rather perhaps even a suggestion for you to sort of explore and that might even enhance your talk at the Poliglotar event. Just today, I came upon some podcasts on the BBC website, and at least two of those podcasts, there are 5 altogether, 2 of them talk specifically about your topic, which is the areas of the brain that develop and grow, particularly when people learn languages. And it's called The Superlinguists. And if you go to the BBC website and type in The Superlinguists, I think as podcast, the second and the fourth podcasts touch on that, because I think it's a very, very interesting subject indeed.
Yes, it's a fascinating subject because it's both medicine and language. And I've
That's right.
loved both things all the time, all my life. And by the way, I would like to remind the people that the 13th of September, we will celebrate the World Sepsis Day, which is a time where we think about prevention of sepsis.
Okay.
Okay, very nice. And do we have any other person who wants to ask a question? No? So I
A
think,
bit of medicine for you.
yeah. And so thank you very much, Victor, for this little interview, just to get to know you better and discover what you're going to talk about within 2 weeks at Poliglotar. We have a question. Fabio wants to ask something, please.
I have a question, Victor.
Okay.
What kind of work do you do, Victor?
Actually, I used to be a clinical pathologist, which is the physician of the lab. In that role, I have worked as a hematologist. We did work with something called hemodilution, where we used the blood from the surgical cavity, and we washed it and we gave it back to the patients. I used to work as a infection control professional. I did some hematology, like blood count and things, and quality control. And I was also teacher for our apprentices.
And I have a question.
Yeah.
Another question. And how long to speak in English?
I've been speaking in English since I was a kid, but not all the way through. When I was at medicine, I finished the med course at 1988. I was a very privileged person because I entered the university at 1983, and by the time I studied on the books, the translation of a book, a medical book, took from 3 to 4 years. And not only I had the freshest science at hand because I already read English, but also the English books at the library. Nobody used them, so I had always a book to study. It was a very, very important privilege to my studying career. So I never stopped reading English.
You speak in English or another language?
I speak English, French, Spanish. I do continual medical education in Spanish. I speak German. I read ordinarily studies in German, and I speak reasonably Dutch. I can understand very well Italian because Italian is
Very
just
similar
a
to
mix
Portuguese,
of
yeah.
Portuguese,
Mm.
Spanish, and French. It doesn't. I can speak. I can't be a very good grammar speaker, grammar writer, but I can understand most Latin languages.
Okay,
Oh
thank you
my
very much,
God.
Victor. Thank you very much, Fabio, Emerson, and Claudia and Adriana, and all the other participants here. And that's it for now. And we see each other in 2 weeks at Poliglotar. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, see you. I'll be pleased to talk to such beautiful people.
Thank you very much.
And young, because I am already with a white bird. You are very young, and it's an opportunity for you to study and learn new languages. And I would tell you something. Don't think that all knowledge or the best knowledge is only written in English, because I have come across many good pieces of work that came from German, from Holland, from Spain, from French, that were never written in English.
Nor translated. So let's fix that.
Neither translated. Because,
Okay.
for instance, when the German government publishes in a German journal something that has to do with German health system, they are not interested in publish it to Americans. They are directing it to their public system. And sometimes it doesn't get across American journal. It happens too.
Okay, I understand. Okay, thank you very much, Victor. See you next time.
See you.